Enhancing your English, mastering the art of balancing sensory details. Hello, English learners. Today, we're diving into a topic that can dramatically improve your English descriptions. We're exploring how to balance sensory details in your descriptions. Remember, using sensory details effectively can bring your descriptions to life and help your listener imagine exactly what you're talking about. Before we delve into how to balance sensory details, let's take a quick recap. Sensory details are bits of information that appeal to the five senses: sight, sound, smell, taste, and touch. When you use sensory details, you're painting a vivid picture with words, enabling your listeners or readers to experience the situation or object you're describing in a very immersive way. For example, instead of saying, "I ate a delicious pie," which is quite vague, you could use sensory details and say, "I bit into the warm, flaky crust of the apple pie, tasting the sweet and tangy apple filling, seasoned with a hint of cinnamon." Now that we understand sensory details, let's talk about why balance is important. Too few sensory details, and your description might be dull and lifeless. Too many, and it can overwhelm your listener, making your description confusing or hard to follow. Balance is the key to creating vivid, compelling descriptions that hold your listener's attention without overwhelming them. Let's explore some practical tips to help you balance sensory details in your descriptions. 1. Vary the senses you appeal to. Instead of focusing only on one sense, like sight, try to incorporate others. A blend of different senses makes your description more engaging and realistic. 2. Be selective. Not every sensory detail is necessary for every description. Think about what you're describing and which senses would be most relevant. For example, if you're describing a concert, sound will probably be more important than smell or taste. 3. Avoid overloading your sentences. Try not to cram too many sensory details into one sentence. It can make your description feel crowded and hard to digest. 4. Use sensory details to support your main point. Your sensory details should always serve your overall description and help to convey the main point you're making. And that's a wrap on balancing sensory details. Keep in mind that this is a skill that gets better with practice. So, don't be afraid to experiment with sensory details in your descriptions. Remember, the goal is to make your descriptions vivid and engaging, but also clear and easy to understand. Thank you for joining us in this lesson. Keep practicing, and soon, you'll be crafting descriptions that truly come alive in the listener's mind. Happy learning, and see you in our next video.